just the beginning. He says we're going to see a lot more of these things.
This planet is being visited by beings from another world who, for whatever reason, have taken an interest in the nuclear arms race which began at the end of World War II.
I've been sent here to give y'all my truth, even at the risk of my own life, even at the risk of my own success, my own career. I've been sent here to give y'all the truth.
These are the first words you hear on Kanye West's Runaway. Quote,
"You may think you peeped the scene. You haven't. The real one is far too mean. The watered down one, the one you know, was made up centuries ago. They made it sound all whack and corny. Yes, it's awful, blasted boring, twisted fiction, sick addiction will gather round children. Zip it, listen." In this critically acclaimed Kanye West video, Runaway, Kanye West encounters a mysterious feathered woman who fell from the sky. This woman is a phoenix and an allegory for the great whore Babylon.
Presidential decrees cascading from President Trump's pen. A border wall with Mexico. Another decree cutting the Trans-Pacific Partnership adrift. The other 11 member nations and the rest of the world now figuring out what it means for them.
Who offers Mr. West fame and fortune, but at a cost. Now he cannot take a seat at the banquet table with the saints because of his relationship with his beastly harlot who is destined for destruction.
And he saith unto me, The waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples, and multitudes, nations, and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire.
Macron's calling for a new European army, pan-European army, to defend against Russia, China, and America.
They wanted to build a European army, and they've always seen America as the enemy, because America is bigger and richer and stronger, and they're jealous. He wants to build a United States of Europe.
Mr. President, what did you mean by calm before the storm yesterday?
You'll find out.
The comment especially ominous as...
For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. They shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain.
I believe Kanye West created this video to warn the public.
There are 13 stars above the eagle's head, 13 stripes in the shield, 13 leaves on the olive branch, 13 arrows in the eagle's talon, and then 13 letters in the phrase E pluribus unum, which makes for 2 points on either side of the eagle's head, for the 6 points total of the hexagram.
The reborn Phoenix missile, the AIM-54.
And comparing Donald Trump to King Cyrus, the biblical king who's credited with allowing Jews to return to Jerusalem from exile in the Babylonian Empire.
And I will show wonders in heaven above, and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor of smoke.
You'll find out.
The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before that great and notable day of the Lord come.
The current version of the Phoenix.
I find it interesting that George Washington, Harding, Eisenhower, Carter, and the younger Bush all chose to be sworn into the office of the president with a hand on this Masonic Bible dating from 1770.
There's the Freemason insignia on the front. And they tell you that this one offers Masonic helps. And again, it's an Oxford edition. The opening, and this is something I really wanted to see in person, but they do feature Egyptian gods and goddesses.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
The works of William Shakespeare were actually produced by this man, the philosopher and politician Sir Francis Bacon.
When one follows the Rosicrucian trail, John Dee was a very, very key influence in historical Rosicrucians, and some say even the founder of it, the first president of it. But at some point, the presidency was given over to Francis Bacon. And he was in charge of the Rosicrucians, not just in England, but it spread right through Europe.
Dr. John Dee, passing the lamp of esoteric knowledge and wisdom to his successor, Francis Bacon.
Yes, Dr. John Dee did pass the torch to Sir Francis Bacon. He also passed him the occult knowledge he attained from channeling, along with the manuscripts containing his so-called Enochian language that was dictated to him through demons, straight from the infernal realms of hell. And guess what Sir Francis Bacon did with this new language he inherited?
Bacon's desire to transform the world through knowledge. But he recognized that the key to obtaining knowledge was in a people's ability to communicate. As such, Bacon worked to reform the English language in ways never before realized.
In England at that time, the English was dreadful. It was garbled with all kinds of different dialects, because if you think about it, England was made up of the Saxons, the Danes, the Gauls who had invaded, they were the Frenchmen, and they had a whole mixture of languages. So very often one Englishman could not communicate with another.
It was here that Bacon formed the beginnings of his own literary society, a secret group known as the Knights of the Helmet.
They derived the roots of new English words, which they invented and put out.
These new words were put out through a variety of literary works, books and poems and plays of the theater. Bacon's circle of writers and poets were largely responsible for the explosion of English literature during the Elizabethan era. In addition, Bacon was dedicated to bringing the sacred knowledge of the ancient world to English-speaking people, knowledge otherwise kept hidden by the barriers of language. But Bacon's purpose and that of his literary society was to prepare the people of the Old World to colonize the land of the New. As the term colonization scheme suggests, the launching of Bacon's plan for America was not by chance, but by design.
So in other words, the very English language we speak today is riddled with curses, spells, and incantations designed to keep us in spiritual bondage. Take, for example, Kanye West. The same man who made the song Jesus Walks now seems to be under intense spiritual attack, surrounded by witchcraft and sorcery. Though Kanye West has no doubt given into the seductive spirit of New Egypt, i.e. Mystery Babylon, he has still managed to forewarn us about the fiery future of the American Phoenix.
Most of the big Hollywood producers were evacuating to New Zealand or Tasmania. This country was founded by real Rosicrucians.
You see, they're obsessed with blood.
Until the earth appears to us like an immense sea of blood.
DC officials flock to doomsday camps. What do they know that we don't know? The establishment is digging into armored bunkers.
They're setting the plans in motion now. They're buying the bunkers. They're filling them with food. They're hiring the guards.
The nature of the Great Seal is so mysterious that some believe that it came from a supernatural force. The Great Seal was given to Thomas Jefferson by a mysterious cloaked figure.
Democracy, liberty,